All right, welcome back to the channel, Brando Flips. I'm Brandon. Today we're going to do some listing on eBay, but we're going to take pictures first. So this is the light box I built. I have a video I did with DIY light box making. It's actually pretty cool. Came out nice. A lot better than I thought it was going to come out. This is my listing station right here for now, till I get my office cleaned up and cleared out. Or I might just list out here. I don't know. It's getting into summertime and it's probably going to be hot. So I'm probably not going to want to list too much out here. I'm not planning on listing out here, really. Just mostly taking pictures on my phone, and then I'd take them into my office and put them on my computer in there for my phone. I'm only going to list a few things from that estate sale haul that I got, and one of them being is this ICOM HF all band IC 735. I did test it for receive. I'm not a ham operator, so I can't really test it for transmitting, but it did receive, and I did take a video, and I will add that to the eBay listing. And overall, it's in pretty good condition. First thing I got to do is turn this light box on. And just got to plug it in and turn that on, and it gets nice and bright. It's nice, as you can see. I'll be able to take some nice pictures in there, so you can see that from the camera. So yeah, so what I got to do here is I'm gonna have to take this out of the box. I'll bring you a little bit closer. Okay, so there was a little handle on here, and that dog ate it. I don't know, it fell off and I didn't notice in time, and then by the time I noticed, she ate it. So, I mean, it's not going to affect it too much, but it is pretty nice that the box is here. So, and that will go in the pictures. So I'm going to open it up. And the first thing we have inside is a power cord. And you want everything in these pictures because you want the buyer to know exactly what they're getting. In here is some jacks. I got the microphone. And this one has some special filters installed. 2 of them actually, that they made for these radios. And it's actually pretty rare to get these radios with these installed, and people do seek these out. So it's already installed. I was going to try and uninstall them, but you got to tear this whole radio apart just to get those things out of there. So I'm going to put these in the picture, but I'm going to also list in the listing that they're already installed. I did take pictures of the actual units installed on the chipboard with the cover off already. So when I was testing it out. And this is just me trying to maximize whatever I can get out of this radio. And even with not testing the transmitting, I do have a video of receive and it works fine. So, and with the filters and everything, I'm just going to ask for max. I'm not going to put best offer on there unless I have this thing listed for 3-4 months, and I'll start taking offers, but I can't see that happening. So I'm going to take these covers and these styrofoam things, and just put them in the box here. Oh yeah, there's a little, there's this. Okay. It's a very nice unit. I'm gonna say 80s, I think. I don't know. But it does have a little door that goes on here. And when I was doing research, there's a lot of them that are missing. And this one has it in this box, which I'm gonna make sure to put on. Yeah, it's this one here. And we're just gonna, so pretty much we're just gonna stage this thing to, I'm not a professional at this at all, but I just want it to look a little more professional when you're selling something for $400 or $500. I literally seen one of these sitting on a, they described it as in pristine condition, and the whole thing was rusty and it had a beer can next to it. I'm like, I don't know if it was a joke or what, but yeah, I have no idea. And no, this isn't near it. It's down over here. So I keep all my food, and if I have food or drinks near my stuff, I keep it away because I just don't want it to get ruined before I even get a chance to sell it. But I will put the microphone on the receiver here. So I want the buyer to know that it's got those. And they're probably gonna, whoever buys this thing is probably gonna take those out and sell them, because they are pretty valuable, and they're not exactly rare, but they don't make them anymore. And yeah, we'll just take some pictures here. Get that towards the front. I don't know if I'm liking that cord on top. Maybe this will do it there. And then so the cord, you know, a cord is a cord. I'm not going to get a close-up of that, but I will get a close-up of this, of the little filters. Unless the cord was like a specialty cord and it costs like $100 or something. Yeah, yeah, this is the right cord, click, you know. But I'm gonna get a picture of the unit up close. Maybe one with the door down. Maybe inside the door. Maybe super up close so they can see all the dust. I'll get one of the top. And you know, I mean, this isn't rocket science, so we're not trying to set up like perfect shots. We're not trying to get, you know, I mean, I do want to, this is a $400 or $500 item, and I do want to sell it, but at the same time, I got other things to list. And I'll get the top at all the angles. You don't have to do that. I'm just going to, and I'm going to get the bottom here. And then I will upload the pictures of the filters I took with it. But I'm gonna put everything back in this box first. Right, next up, we have this Tech Century 21 Model 570 receiver, CW transmitter and receiver. It only does ham bands, that's it. I tested it, it does receive. Obviously I can't transmit on it. And I don't know anything about CW anyways. So, and I don't have any way to do CW on that anyways. So, but I'm just gonna take some photos of this, and I actually plugged this one in because I don't need a power supply for it. I do have a power supply. I could have plugged that other one in, but I've already tested it working and all that. So, and I did take pictures of this one working as well, or a video, I should say. So yeah, it looks really nice though when it lights up. And I think it's going to make for a good picture with the lights on, actually. Like I said, we're not trying to be professional, take a picture for a magazine or something, but and this is one of the nicer units I've seen when I was doing some research on how much to sell it for. You know, all the other ones, they're all chipped or even rusty. So like, I don't know, it seems like there's some sort of coating on here other than paint. I don't know what it is, but oh, that's a speaker there, huh? I don't know what this little hole is for. One more, there we go. And that's that for that one. And next up is we have our Yaesu FRG 8800. It's a vintage, late 1980s shortwave receiver. I've had this guy for probably 2 years, and I picked him up with some other stuff on Facebook, and I actually just kept it because I liked it. They're actually worth a lot of money because they're kind of rare. You hardly ever see them come up on eBay. This one's actually in pretty decent working condition. It receives well. I don't know if it's perfect or not. I mean, I'm not a ham guy. I am into this stuff a little bit, and I'm interested in like listening to shortwave and stuff and just testing out electronics and whatnot. So like I said, it's pretty fun. So it was sitting in my office for a while, hooked up to my little shortwave antenna that I made, and that's kind of how I tested that HF radio and that CW radio, and I was able to receive conversations on those and get them on video. So that helped a lot. Helps a lot if you, even if you aren't into that stuff, at least have something like that set up, because electronics is, especially vintage electronics, and it's got to be the right stuff. It can't just be like, you know, just any electronics, but stuff like that, ham radio stuff, is pretty popular on eBay, especially the older stuff. So people collect it. People like to buy them and tinker around with them and modify them and stuff. So yeah, we'll take a picture of this, and like I said, I've already got video of it on my phone here. I did that a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, we'll do that, and then I think that's all I'm gonna list today is those 3 items. I think over $1,000 in one day is good enough. So, and actually, I'm gonna ask, because these hardly ever come up on eBay, I'm gonna ask some pretty good money for it. And all the other ones you see on eBay, they don't have this handle. I want to show like every scratch on here because there is some scuffs on top, but all the other ones, a lot of them on eBay, they don't have the handle. I don't know if that makes a big difference, but like I said, these are pretty sought after. I'm going to get the top from all the angles here. You see it's even got feet on the side here, so you can store it like that. And people will take these, they were kind of like portable back in the day, and they'd take them out and do receiving and stuff, so they probably still use them. Because while I can plug it in, I think there's a way to make it so you can use it with 12 volt. Probably with, change something back here, I don't know. I don't remember if I got the back of this thing. So there's that. Yeah, that's just some of the stuff I'm listing. I got a lot of other stuff too over here. Nothing super valuable like that. I got that at an estate sale. I'm going to post a video of all that stuff that I got. But that wasn't an estate sale. That was a Facebook pickup from like 2 years ago. So yeah, and I guess the point is, like, a lot of people make a big deal about photography for eBay and whatnot. I mean, I only built this thing because I don't have a whole lot of good light in this garage, and I have to open the door up to even get some good light, which is good. You know, sunlight is good light for your product. I was just taking pictures on a brown table and selling stuff, just last week until I built this thing. Also, I'm going to put it in my office too. I'm going to take pictures in there when it gets hot, because over where I live, it regularly gets over 100 degrees. So, and I'm sure it's not going to be any better in this garage. So that's what I'm going to do there. But I'm not going to store anything in my office. I'll just keep it out here, but that's just how that's going to have to go. So yeah, I have a video on how I didn't make one on how I made that, but my first video was about this. But basically it's just 1/2-inch PVC pipe. I got some T connectors here, 3 ways, and I use this light therapy light here for lighting, and this here is a movie projector sheet. So it's already got reflective qualities, so anything that's coming down and bouncing up, it's kind of going throughout the box, I think. I don't know exactly how that works, but anyways, yeah, thank you for watching. I will be doing sold videos, and you'll probably see some of those, especially if I get restricted on eBay again. They'll probably sell and then they'll restrict me again. I don't know. I have no idea how that works, but anyways, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want. If not, then don't. Thanks. Bye.